Hi friends, happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe that we are already in June. Can you believe it? 6 months already in the first of the year. Wow, time goes by fast. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about getting back to the basics. It's basically what I'm going to do is a cash stuffing video walking you through the system that I teach others. And this is what has helped me get ahead in my budgeting journey. So even though I use a budget planner, I also use the cash envelope system. Now I also have the 1 month ahead envelopes, but we can talk more about that because these two items are completely separate. I'm using the 1 month ahead envelopes as my sinking funds, okay? Now, some people like to get 1 month ahead in their bills, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that in the time that we live in right now, it is very hard for people to get ahead. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. No. What I like to do is add money. What I like to do is I like to show people the envelope. So basically I have a set of 12 envelopes and we can go more into this. These are your basic envelopes that you probably, like all of these bills that are in here, you probably already use in your in your finances. You have mortgage and rent, you have utilities, you have a phone bill, you have car payment, car insurance, kids, pets, medical, emergency, spending, subscriptions, and online shopping. I think these categories are phenomenal. I think that most people use these different categories as part of their living and their finances and etc. So I think that it's really important to, if you can, try to start to slowly add money to these envelopes so that way you're able to get a head start when the bill comes in. So like if you're saving a month ahead, if it takes you 3 months to get ahead that 1 month, then so be it. Like it just needs to take some time for you to get ahead. So what you're doing is you're trying to save in the different areas. Like what is your car insurance bill? Try to save that amount of money and keep accumulating. Save money for the kids. Like there's a ton of categories in here and they pertain to all of us very differently. So there's no right or wrong. It all depends what you need it for. You might not have children, but a lot of people do like to get that 1 month ahead. I was trying to get 1 month ahead and I have been adding money little by little. That's why you see that there's money added to this. So I basically don't touch this. If I have extra money, like I get paid, I go through my finances and I look at what I'm working with for money. And if I have money that I can afford to pull out and put it in the envelopes for my 1 month ahead, then I will do that. And I've shared this with you many times. But for today's video, I want to talk about just getting back to the basics and really just doing a simple cash stuffing video to walk you through. Now, I recently just did a video on cash stuffing. This video was 7 minutes long. I posted it to Instagram. This video was a year old. I did it last year. I happened to be cleaning up my phone and I'm like, oh, this is a great video. Let me just share it with you guys because the concept is still the same. I'm not changing anything that I do. And I feel like that some people need a little bit of, sometimes people learn differently. They're either a visual learner as I like to say it, I like to break it down and make it easier for people to understand. Sometimes life gets really busy and we fall off track, but getting back on track and getting back in order with your cash stuffing helps reset our mind and our money habits. And I've talked about this all the time and about how important it is to be in the right mindset. If you're not in the right mindset, you can't move on to the next task. If you're not in the right mindset, you can't focus on what you're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? And it's really important to have that mindset that you want to do better, you want to learn more, you want to live a good life and a good future. By using the cash envelope system, I believe it's a very serious task. And I think that most people that use the cash envelope system are people who spend their money a little bit more than others. So, and what I mean by that is you go to the grocery store, you swipe your card, and you don't have a limit, you don't have a list, and you just do that. You go to the mall and you swipe. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have a budget. You're not really maintaining a weekly budget and being very strict with your money. Do you have to do this forever? No. But you really want to get acclimated with your cash envelope system because you want to learn your spending habits. It really boils down to your spending habits. I think that sometimes people get really confused with the cash envelope system. They think it might be a game. There's so many people doing it. I think that people do it for all of there's so many different reasons why we all are. If you're using the cash envelope system, you're trying to lower your budget in these categories. So please watch my video that I shared on Instagram. I believe it was Friday. It's 7 minutes long and it's very, very simple, straight to the point. I pulled out the money that I took out of the bank, which is $440. Okay. These are all of the envelopes that I use. This is what I have left in my envelopes. So every week I'm doing the same system. I'm doing the same concept. I need to focus on where my money is going. Okay. You need to do the same thing. You need to focus on where your money is going. Now, one of the questions that I get a lot are, well, what happens when you want to go to a carnival? What happens when you want to go at the spur of the moment and you want to go out to eat? Or and you don't have money and you're eating out, or you want to get ice cream. Well, that's why you have a miscellaneous envelope. The miscellaneous envelope is for that reason, for all of these small, like what ifs, like little tiny things that you really don't prepare for. A lot of people use the cash envelope system along with their sinking fund. You have to do what works best for you. I tend to stuff my envelopes, and whatever I have left over in my envelopes, I leave it because it is a mindset. I leave it and then I minus it from what I need. So why would I take it out and put it elsewhere when it's just going to be less money that I have to take out of the bank? So it's just a mind thing. Everybody, like I said, everybody does things differently. You have to find the system that works for you. So basically, I have $15 left. And I for this week, I want to budget $150. That's awful. I don't even know. So that's $135. Let's just say $140 because I do. So let's just do $135. We're going to add plus $135. That is going to equal $150. Okay, does that make sense? 60, 80, 1, 20, 30, and 5. All right, so now I have a total of $150 in my envelope. So $150. Does that make sense? Basically, I only had $15 left. I wrote it on the paper. That's all I had in my groceries was $150. Because I only want to budget 15. Because I only want to budget $150, I'm minusing that, so I only need to add $135. So now what I have for groceries this week is $150. So I really need to buckle down, get my meal planning sticky notes, and really make a plan. Okay, so for groceries, I have $20 left. Now for for household, oh my goodness. For household, I have $20 left. And I basically bought everything that I needed. I have toilet paper, all that stuff, and paper towels, paper plates, and everything like that. So, I think I'm good, but I will add $20. So I'm going to now put the plus I'm going to put 20, and now it's going to equal $40 in my household. You never know. You should buy, like, I like to make sure I have enough stuff. Cat stuff, cleaning stuff. So $40 is good enough for just in case. Now, eating out, I don't eat out a lot. I really cut back since I started going to the gym, and it is what it is. Like, I really don't, honestly. But I am going to put $20 just in case I decide I want to get a coffee or something. You never know. So there's $0. I'm going to put the plus sign. I'm going to add 20, and then that's going to equal $20. Like I said, definitely saving money when it comes to not eating out. But you never know. Sometimes I like to have my daughter come help me on the weekends, or we go out when we do errands and we get groceries, and it's just good to have extra. You never know. Or I might see the grandkids, and then I can use that for ice cream. Okay, and then gas, so gas is at 0, and I fill up my gas tank with $40, so I'm going to put plus 40, and then that equals 40. That's in the gas. Now, as you can see, I'm not writing on the card. I'm just going to stuff these for the video just to show you the concept, you know, to what I do. I use these, and then I also use my on-the-go wallet, and I will also share that with you because I really want to keep this video under 20 minutes. That's why I'm talking fast. So for gas, we now have $40. I just got my nails done for beauty, but I am going to put $40. Beauty's done. I am going to put 40. I usually spend 50, but I do have to get my toes done eventually. So I'm just going to add a little bit of money. Oh, that reminds me, I have to start saving for my hair. And then miscellaneous, I have $100. And BJ's, I want to add 20 for BJ's. Actually, I'm going to add 40. And I have 20. Yep, 20. Okay, so BJ's, I'm going to add 40 plus there's what, 20 I just said, so that'll be 60. BJ's is good for like the coffee and stuff. I like to buy the bulk, so now there's $60 in here. And then my miscellaneous is 100. Beauty's 40. I will add more. Gas is 40. I usually fill up my gas tank every week. It's $40. Eating out, I barely do, but I added 20. And household, we have 40. And groceries, I have 150. And I've been doing good, you know, especially with the workout and stuff. So looks like I have a lot of money left over. I think what I'm going to do is set this money aside. I'll probably end up 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 45, 145. Wow, I took a lot of money out. Well, what I will do is put it in the miscellaneous here because I like to use my miscellaneous in here, but I also like to use it for on the go. So there's 140 plus 100. That equals 240 for my miscellaneous. I have 240 in my miscellaneous. There's nothing wrong with that. The more you have in your miscellaneous, the better, to be honest. This is what is going to allow you to get ahead and stay ahead because your miscellaneous envelope is just that. It is miscellaneous. It could be anything. So what you want to do is before you go to the bank, you want to take a look at what your balances are for these categories. If they're all 0, you sit down and you're like, okay, what are you going to spend for groceries this week? What are you going to spend for your household, etc.? So you just want to ask yourself these questions, then take the money out of the bank, okay? So that is what you do for cash stuffing. I feel so accomplished when my binders are full, and I use my cash stuffing. I also have the holiday binder, and I also have my 1 month ahead. Now I could have took that money and put it in my 1 month ahead, but I really want to, because it's summertime, because the kids' birthdays are coming up, like I do need to add money to my birthday. And I also like to have like miscellaneous is that. So we tend to spend a lot when it comes to summertime and things like that. So this will allow me that, like, that bridge, that gap, that cushion. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at what I plan to do is take the money that I just stuffed, which was right here, and then I will take it and put it in my on the go when I'm ready to go out and about and do things. So this is my Adelina Zippy wallet that I have in the shop. I love this. I highly recommend it. Now, as you can see, I opened it. You can see the ring size is a lot smaller than your typical binder, and that's because this is a wallet. Okay, now I have my on the go envelopes, which are just, oh, here's another 20. Oh, and I got some more. So because I use this for on the go, I have to take money out of my binder and put it in here so I have money so I don't use my debit card. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to use my card. I want to stay with just using cash, and it always works out. I always try to make sure that I always have my miscellaneous money. How much do I have here? Good. So I have 240 in the other one. I have 100 here. This is a great buffer to help you stay ahead instead of like kind of overspending and things like that. And then as you can see, I have eating out. So this is good. So let's say if I went to see the grandkids, I have money to get them ice cream. So it's right here. But let's just say I needed to go get groceries, and I would take the money out of here and put it in here. I would plan my trip. I would plan what I'm going to buy at the grocery store and use my my meal planning sticky notes. And so I just basically have this envelope here. These are in my shop. I used to sell them separately, but they come in a pack of 6 and they are part of the Saving Challenge book. But I sell them separately. They're under cash envelopes, and they're super cute because you can put all of your receipts in here. So as you can see, I have receipts. So I just keep all my receipts in here. And receipts, coupons, anything like that. And then there's some miscellaneous pages here. I have this dashboard in the shop. These are the cash envelopes that are in the script. And I have the vision boards. And then this one here is the dashboard. So everything is in the shop. But anyways, this is my on the go. This is what I use for my wallet. So I'm just going to take this and fold it. I'll just put it right here just in case I need to look back at any of the numbers. I have this flipped over just for the video. And that is about it. Okay. All right. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I made some sense, because I know that sometimes I can talk too fast, and, you know, hopefully it made sense. Now, I also, when we talk about getting back to the basics, we were talking about our cash stuffing, but we also need to work on our paycheck breakdown, the paycheck to paycheck breakdown. You know, that's in your budget planner. Take a look at that. Break down your paycheck every time you get paid. Super important. This is very important for you to see where your bills are going and where your envelope, like how much your envelopes are. Okay, so break that down. I am also doing I mentioned it before, which is the 90-day challenge. Okay, and how the small steps matter. This is like, it's also a great reset tool. The 90-day challenge is just that. It's every single day. You're just basically doing one small task a day. And it helps with changing your habits, because they say it takes 90 days. So it's just doing small things to be aware, and again, be more mindful of what you're doing. All right, guys, I will not keep you. I know that this is probably going on 30 minutes. But again, please take a look at your budget planner. We are now in the month of June. I went ahead and moved my bookmarks. I started to fill the month of June out with what I needed. Like, I have an appointment. I have, you know, Father's Day is coming up. Adelina's birthday is coming up. She's turning 2. And then what am I planning for the week? And that is This is my weekly overview. I list out the things that I have to do. Then I move it over here, which is tasks. I'm starting to list out my tasks that I want to accomplish for the month of June. And then these two pages are my favorite. These are the bill tracker pages. These are great pages. You want to list out all of your bills, use some dot stickers. I'm not finished here with this, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that. But you want to list out all of your bills, list out your pages, put where the bills are due. And then this is the paycheck tracker. So this page here is where you want to break down your paycheck, break it down. This is your variable expenses. This is where you're going to keep all of your cash envelopes. Your fixed are your bills. Okay, so you are doing the paycheck to paycheck tracker. So what does that mean? That means, where do you get paid? Do you get paid weekly? Do you get paid bi-weekly? Well, you want to pay all of the bills in between your pay periods, and that's why it's important for you to list out the bills in the order that they come in so you can see. All right, so that's just a little bit on that. We can talk more on that today. I just really wanted to stress the importance of cash stuffing. I had to take money out of the bank. I wanted to, stuff them and get it out of the way. So I really just wanted to do a quick video with you guys just to show you how I do things. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't take long to do. I hope the concept makes sense to you. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know below. But most importantly, say hello. Please subscribe to the channel. If you're having any issues on your end with the cash envelope system, let me know. We're all here to help you. I want you to succeed in your journey. I want you to feel confident with what you're doing. And I really know the struggle. I've been there. So, okay, I won't keep going. If you guys have any questions, please leave it below. Bye.